Senator Biden has agreed to take questions from the floor, and because we are on C-SPAN, we have microphones down at the front, so if you'll come up to the front and the senator will recognize you, and we will make sure that your parents know that you're in school.
And I might add, I don't think C-SPAN will be offended if some of you just can't make it down the aisle. Holler the question loud enough and I'll be happy to repeat it, but it's preferable for C-SPAN unless you don't want to be on. Yes, sir.
My wife believes that so-called recreational drugs ought to be legalized and controlled as booze is. What's your view on that?
Question is, my wife, not my wife, gentleman said, quote, my wife believes that recreational drugs should be legalized and controlled as booze is. What is my opinion? It is a legitimate point to be made. It is a legitimate argument, one which I reject, though, for the following reason. Although, as is pointed out, that legalization of controlled substances, that is synthetically produced mind-altering drugs, or cocaine, or heroin, or marijuana, I'm sure I'm left something out, would in fact take the profit motive out of the drug trade and thereby eliminate, if not eliminate, significantly reduce the violence attended with the drug trade, which is responsible, I might add, for roughly 60% of all the violent crimes that are committed in America this very day. And this very day, as I speak to you, there will be over 100,000 crimes committed that are directly related to drug abuse. In part because someone has to knock you over the head to take your wallet to pay for their habit, or you get caught in a crossfire of somebody fighting for control of a corner, or someone is so out of their head on drugs that they're incapable of controlling their actions, which does you harm. There's one serious flaw, though, in the argument, in my view. They point that the Volstead Act was, in fact, we no longer decide it. We repeal the amendment that said that it's illegal to sell or consume liquor in America, and Al Capone was gone out of the business, etc. Well, there is a difference. It is possible, by definition, you have observed it, to be a recreational consumer of alcohol. Notwithstanding, there are many abusers. You can, by definition, be a recreational consumer. By definition, you are incapable, no matter what your will, of being a recreational user of crank or crystal or crack, or after a certain point, heroin and cocaine. Because the effect, although one is an opiate and the other a stimulant, the others are stimulants, the effect they have upon your central nervous system and your brain is to require you to consume more. So the argument that we should legalize drugs as we legalized liquor once again after Prohibition falls, I believe, on the merits, unless your only objective is to take the money out of the process, to reduce the crime attendant, some of the crime at least attendant. If that is the objective, then you must leap one significant moral hurdle, and that is it proper and legitimate for a government to take an action which we know expressly will lead to the mental and physical demise of an individual? I say no. Libertarians legitimately argue yes. But make no mistake, the comparison, as we say in the law, is not on all fours. For you cannot be a recreational user of certain drugs. You can be a recreational user of alcohol. Therein lies the fundamental distinction in my view.